It's do or die for both Japan and Samoa as they clash in Pool D. My name's Mark, let's talk rugby. Japan beats Samoa. It's in the Stadium de Toulouse in Toulouse. It's on Thursday, 28th of September. Kickoff is 8 p.m. BST. This is world number 13 versus world number 12. So Samoa just one place ahead of Japan going to this. So everything pointing to a close game. We're going to have a look at the two teams, starting with Japan. So front row, they got Keita Inagaki, Shota Hori, and Jiwon Gu. So pretty much the starting front row we've seen from them all through the tournament. Then we got second row, Jack Cornelsen and Amata Fekatava. Back row, then we got Michael Leach, Peter Labouchang, and Kazuki Himeno. So captain, he's going to look to hopefully inspire them this time now that it's his second game back. I think he missed which game was it? He won the games where he's named and he missed. It was the one before the England game, probably against Chile then. Then we have in the backs, Yutaka Nagare, Rukia Matsuda, Jone Nakabula, Yoto Nakamura, Dylan Riley, Katoro Matsushima, and Lamano Lemeki at fullback. So again, a lot of the players that we've seen playing throughout the tournament. On the bench, we have Atsushi Sakate, Craig Miller, Asali Aivalu, Warner Dearns, Kanji Shimokawa, Naoto Saito, and who else we got? Sunsin Lee and Tomoki Osada. Okay, so fairly kind of along the same lines as we've seen through the rest of the tournament. From them, we're now going to have a look at the Samoan side. So we got front row is Lei, Lam, and Alo Emile. Second row is Vui and McFarland. I thought McFarland has been excellent throughout the tournament. Then we have Seiyu, Lee, and Taufua in the back row. So that's going to be some battle, I think, between those two back rows. Now, neither of them have consistently performed at their best through the tournament. So it's, whoever gets on top there could actually decide the game for their team. Halfbacks then we got Taumatene and Lele Afano. So the same starting pairing that we've seen most of the tournament. We've got Ben Lam on the left wing. So I think that's 2 games in a row now he's been out there. The centres, we got Leola and Manu. Manu, I'd say I've been impressed with through the tournament as well. We've got Fido coming onto the right wing and Paia'au at full back. Onto the bench then, we have Malolo, Lei, Alalatoa, Luatua. Surprised that Stephen Luatua isn't starting, but maybe it was time to give somebody else a go in the back row. We got Motuga, Matabao, Fomai, and Tawala finishing out the bench. So for them as well, that means that we've got now Sautini, who been excellent throughout. I think he's got a knock, and the same with Sapoaga as well. Both of them out for Samoa, but still it's a strong team. In terms of who do I think is going to win this one, well, it's both of them kind of have a similar trajectory in the World Cup. Good game against Chile, followed by a poor showing, certainly poorer than we expected. Samoa against Argentina, absolutely thought that they were going to deliver against them, and they just didn't. Argentina picked up their game and were able to come through with the win there. Samoa probably, feeling like they let themselves down in that one, really, because if they had won that one against what was a very beatable Argentina side, then this game would have basically been a win and they're through to the quarterfinals. Now they've just got to win to stay in the fight for that against Argentina. The same for Japan as well. Started well against Chile, then against England they looked fairly abject, honestly, and it's hard to say that. A big fan of the Japanese, the Brave Blossoms, given that I've mentioned before my wife is Japanese. I've lived there, so I've seen this team develop from being like a team that nobody in Japan knew hardly existed, hardly knew that the sport of rugby existed, to being a case where people knew who the players were and kids wanted to be that player and actually wanted to play rugby. And now they've kind of come down the other side of that hill that they climbed, and hopefully it's just a blip and they're gonna come back up. But I think because of that now my prediction is tainted, and Samoa I think have, although again both of them went good game, bad game, I think Samoa overall have probably had the better tournament of the two so far, and have looked the more dangerous really with ball in hand. Japan, they're trying to do what they did 4 years ago, but they don't have what it takes to pull that off. I think they would almost benefit from being a little bit more conservative, actually kicking their penalties to the corner rather than trying to go quickly all the time. So, but I said, Samoa should win the game, but I've gone in my prediction for my Superbru. I've gone for Japan on it. And again, it's probably heart over head, but that is the prediction for that game. But, honestly, I'd love to see both of these teams into the quarterfinals, because I think it would be great for the game overall globally, just to see, two teams like that who are bubbling below the top teams to be able to make it into a quarterfinal. Japan, they're tier 1 in name only, honestly, at the moment, because you've got to put them in a competition, a tier 1 competition for that. And Samoa, they could be themselves, and Fiji could be knocking on the door for the Rugby Championship hopefully soon as well. I'd love to see that expanded to include Japan and the island teams as well, but I think money will probably say that that's not going to happen. But as I said, in this one, I'm going for Japan. I'm probably going to be wrong, but hey, hopefully it's a good game.